Did you ever fall in love with a Gemini? Gemini, do not worry. We are going to get your reads together. So this is the predictive read for October 12th through the 18th. And so pay attention to this week, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. But I'm really curious to see what's going to come up for you in this read. So this is for, oh, some already popped out. But this is for your sun, your rising, or your moon. So make sure you know these things so you can see all the reads. I'm here for you each and every week. Weekly, look, and let me tell you, I read from the highest good. So even if there are things that are a little challenging, they're for your highest good. Don't ever be intimidated by a challenge. Don't ever be intimidated. Know that you have made it through every other challenge you've ever faced in your life. So what is different between anything that comes up now? Okay, so let me get off my soapbox. King of Swords. Swords is your suit. It is your connection. It is the mind. At the beginning of the week, you're going to be in this very meditative state. We even have the owl for wisdom. You know something's coming. You can feel the calm before the storm. You sense it. You're just preparing yourself mentally for what's coming up this week. So this is going to be October the 12th. October the 13th, King of Wands. Something that your day is going to be thrown off drastically, a drastically throwing off of your day, and something is going to happen. Not sure exactly what, but I just get this feeling that were very busy or are going to be very busy that day, and it's just going to throw you off. The Page of Pentacles. I want to tell you what came to mind, but at the same time, I do not want you to freak out. So I'm going to just tell you what came. Take it as it is. This is not to freak you out. Sometimes things are metaphorical. What came for me is a change of jobs. I was going to say a firing. I don't think that's what's going on here, because the Page of Pentacles on Wednesday is talking about a new financial opportunity that's coming your way. And just kind of this like, I can't do this anymore on Tuesday. And typically when someone gets a new job or they're going into a new role, new responsibility, this new kind of financial, professional adventure, there's usually an overlapping of period. Like if somebody gets fired, they don't typically already have a job lined up the next day. So what's coming off to me is that you fired them mentally. You fired them on Tuesday, October 13th. You are going to fire your job mentally. Now you may not quit because you're like, let me get my coins, or whatever. It could be a program you're in as well, but you're gonna get to a point where you're like, I can't, like I can't, like I'm done. And then you're gonna embrace this new thing. Something's gonna pop as soon as you make that decision. Something's gonna pop up and you're like, I'm gonna take this. So I don't know if you're going to start now, if you're going to start instantly, if you're going to start later, but pay attention to Tuesday, October 13th and Wednesday, October 14th, because some shit is about to go down. And on Thursday, you're going to kind of have this sensation of like, what's next? How do I make sure that this shit does not happen again? How do I make sure that like this feeling of I'm getting like less than, like you're like, man, like I know my potential. I know my value. Like what? And don't be shy to have those moments with yourself. Sometimes people are so afraid of mental anguish and emotional anguish at times that they lose out on the message that's going to come on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this weekend message that like it shows you this is your value. This is where you need to be at. It's like a second wind. And it's going to be things that you are going to work on in the month of October. You can look at the October predictive read to get a full understanding of what you're going to be working on in the month. But something's going to happen that's going to stop you, or you're going to stop it. It's going to open up a whole new chapter. You're going to really analyze this because there's going to be a little bit of nervousness of like, man, is it really going to be different? They're saying the devil, you know, where it's just like, oh, I know this. I know how to navigate it. It's like, but trust that you are making a decision. Trust yourself Go through it. Go through the motions, you know, go through the motions. Don't believe that every thought that comes up is law, meaning like, oh, this is just how it is. Just look at it as from a very investigative standpoint of like, okay, well, you know what? I see it for how it is, but let me just keep an open mind until the message comes. Universe spirit is telling you like, let the message come. Go through like the analyzing of things, though it may be difficult, and let the message come. But we're going to come back and look at your shadow self. So the Three of Cups is giving me this sense of security, happiness, feeling supported, feeling like something's going to change where you felt supported and where you don't feel supported, and or you want that. That is what you want. That is what you're channeling at the beginning of the week. This sensation of like, that's what I truly want. You know, I want to feel supported. I want to feel like, you know, that someone has got my back. Because you see, they got each other's back. And the Five of Pentacles. Yep. They're both in reverse. The Five of Pentacles has to do with the insecurity that's going to come up. It's an insecurity that existed prior to this moment. And it's going to, something is going to be very triggering for you. So pay attention to October 13th. Be patient with yourself. So here's an action item you can take. Clear out your day as best as you can Tuesday, October 13th, and just go through life. Because that big thing is going to happen, whether it is internal, external, metaphorical, very actual reality. It just depends on how open you are. If you're open to the message, it comes in metaphors. If you're resistant to the message, it comes in like actual calamities outside of you, big events outside of you. There's a sense of insecurity, of not feeling supported, feeling judged is what I'm getting. Feeling judged in a way that you just no longer want to feel that way, and it just cuts it off right there. And the Fool, feeling like you've kind of naively gone into things many times before and like, oh, okay, you know. And that's why this Four of Cups is coming up, because you see a new opportunity, and your typical you would be a fool. And like, jump into a Fool card is not a bad card. It's a card that's saying like, sometimes forget a roadmap, fuck it, we about to just be in this bitch. But the Fool is saying to you, Gemini, because you know how, you know Gemini energy. I'm a Gemini sun, so I feel you. You know Gemini energy can be like, oh, I'm so excited about this, let's do it. You know, but you got to think about really what is important. You got to think about how to prevent any of this insecurity. You don't want the working environment you have to be a triggering situation for you. Seven of Cups, there seems to be this disconnect. The reason why you're like, what's next? Is there's a disconnect within you of feeling like you were selecting the correct answer, that you know where it is. The insecurity is you feel like you don't know. You feel like that there's something about you that you don't trust this intuition within you, and it's throwing you off. And with that Nine of Cups giving you this new message of like, this is what's going to be in front. The Six of Swords is saying that sometimes you got to just let your traumas guide you for it. Like, sometimes you got to be like, you know, you got to know when to fold. You got to know when to kind of like, you know, tuck your tail between your legs and walk off. Or got to know when to be like, look, I'm going to go for it even though I don't feel like I'm at my best. And sometimes you put this hard thing on you, Gemini, because of that Gemini, Virgo, Mercury energy, especially with Mercury going into retrograde this month, particularly on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's going to feel tough for you. But, you know, the Gemini is overcritical of their thoughts. The Virgo is overcritical of their habits, the things they've done, the plans that are in place. And understanding that you can be critical and still go forward. You don't have to have analysis paralysis. You don't have to be paralyzed. You can still go forward. Three of Cups and Three of Swords. Three people. I see this as you. And they broke your heart. And I think it's coming up in a kind of working kind of thing. And you're just trying to work through it. You're still trying to work through that energy. Eight of Wands is a message that either you can work with the universe or against it. So there's going to be this force that comes on Tuesday and Wednesday that it's like either you struggle against it and it makes you feel uncomfortable, or you work with it and it makes you feel like I'm flowing with the current, not against it. So there's this message of surrender there. And then finally, the Tower. Something's going to fall, something that no longer stands. And what's coming up to me is this illusion. You had this illusion of something that you built it up to be like a sense of comfort, to help with the insecurity. Is going to fall. You're going to realize that, like, holy crap, I don't have this false sense of security anymore. But what's really going to be amazing is, even in a sense of feeling insecure, you're going to guide yourself forward. And I think just watching yourself do that is going to be amazing. So don't take that for granted. Don't take that lightly. Watching yourself is going to be amazing. And what you uncover at the end of the week is what you are going to be working on towards October. So very transformative week for you, Gemini. Just body it, just get through it. Just sometimes you gotta, pull out the weeds, So this is for October 12th through the 18th, sun, moon, rising. Make sure you know those things so you can come back and look at all the reads, as well as I do the full month October predictive read so you can get a full scope of what's going on. I'm here each and every week. I got you, boo.